Crash Bandicoot N.
Hey everyone, Anthon-patapon here, and today we are back with some more Crash Bandicoot N Sane Trilogy because we are now back on the title screen. Now that Warped is now finished, and because of the poll results being that we are aiming for Crash 2, which is going to be 102%, and of course all the relics will be platinum, we're going to do
It's Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back.
just that.
Crystals, of course. No!
But Dr. Cortex, to reach full power, we need not only your master crystal, but also the remaining 25 slave crystals from the surface. How do you expect to retrieve them when we don't have any Earthbound operatives left?
You fool! Do you think I'm unaware of the situation? If we don't have any friends left on the surface, then we'll need to find an enemy.
Crash! 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 My battery is fried. Make yourself useful, big brother, and bring an extra battery for me.
And we're going to do just that. We're right back into the Crash action. Crash 2. Now, for those who aren't familiar with Crash 2, this is probably the part I'm going to use to explain a lot of what happens with Crash 2, except for the specific stuff in which I'll save for the later parts when we actually get there. Only makes the most sense. But yeah, for one, do not expect any of the power-ups to be in Warped, because they're not in this game. Like, they're not in this game as they were in Warped, but they do have the sliding, side jump, side spin, of course the glitch jump, everything but the power-ups.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome. I apologize for the crude means used to bring you here, but I'd rather expect a written invitation would have been turned down. I need your help. Surrounding you are a series of 5 doors. Through each door lies a well-hidden crystal. The crystals look like this. Bring me the crystals, Crash. That is all I will say for now. We will speak again.
Alright, here we are in Crash 2's Warp Room. Just like with Crash Bandicoot Warped, the design of the Warp Rooms will be based on the levels we'll be seeing within the game. As you can see here, this is going to be based on the jungle level that we were just in earlier, and the one we're going to go in toward the woods. I kind of like there's one thing I like about the Warp Room is that whenever you're facing a level, the camera will always just pan out towards the title. It's that one small touch that I'm so glad they added to the game. But anyway, here we go, Turtle Woods. I'm sure by now that you're familiar with the fact that the entire trilogy will have long loading screens that will have hints on them, so of course I do plan on cutting those out too. So, what is Crash 2? How do you explain Crash 2? Considering we played Warped, it's pretty much what we play with Warped, except for there's no power-ups, there's none of the extra ways of playing Crash. Like with the airplane levels, no Pearl. Pearl was never even in a Crash 2 now that I think about it. And that's about it. Like, it's all just platforming, but with different level designs involved. Some of them you'll like, others not so much. Now you're probably wondering what I'm doing right now. Well, believe it or not, there actually is the gem you saw earlier, the blue gem, which I think is the very top left. I'm just trying to guess by the what is it? The silhouettes. Anyway, the special gem for Turtle Woods requires you to not hit a single box at the until you reach the very end of it. You can still get the crystal, since that's obviously not a box, but in terms of like actual boxes, don't hit those. And if you're in case you're wondering what I was doing there, is that I was doing a glitch jump. Like the ways I'm gonna go through this, I'm gonna be using this glitch jump a lot throughout the playthrough, primarily because I just don't want to go through all those slow moments. And since we didn't hit the checkpoint, we can now go through this entire level and get everything except for, of course, the relic. You'll see some side spinning too, but not nearly as much because I don't know, it's obviously not as effective as it was back in the original, but you still get that slide momentum, so it works at least to help you get that one little boost in, just in case you want to go at least a little bit faster. It's the little things about this game that helps. And in case you're wondering why I'm sometimes just hitting one platoon and sometimes I'm not, this game, unlike Warped and the first one, it's very scarce with its life sources. Like, there's bonuses that you can get like 1 or 2 lives in, but other than that, there's not really that many areas where you can actually get a ton of lives. And there are a lot of challenging platforming areas, so if you're new to it, which I'm guessing some of you are, it's not gonna be easy. But don't worry, like, because even I managed to get some game overs on Crash 2 here. Like, I do have the excuse that I wasn't used to the physics, but even then, I could have at least not gotten the game over. So I understand that it's not just you if you end up getting a lot of game overs on Crash 2. It's just the difficulty combining with the physics in this game, period. Now, this is one of the aforementioned bonus rooms. Well, bonus round, I guess you could say, but I just prefer a bonus room because they do have these little paths that you can take you out completely out of the way just to go to the bonus. I think there's one instance where you could possibly enter the bonus round without hitting the pad, but because of the fact that this is no like glitched playthrough or anything like that, you're not gonna see that. Like, sorry to let you down on that, but that's just how it is. But yeah, there's one particular reason why I do not prefer this game over Warp, despite the fact that this focuses more on the platforming. You will see in the later levels, but just understand that it is I just don't understand why some people like these things a lot. Like, I understand why you like Crash 2, but when it comes to 100%ing it, hold on a second. Alright, we'll get to that later.
Well done, Crash. I knew I could rely on you. Now listen carefully. These holograms are hard to maintain. During the course of my intellectual pursuits, I have stumbled across a force that threatens to destroy the world. The crystals are the only means of containing it. The fate of the world is at stake. It is imperative, therefore, that you bring them to me.
Are you there, Crash? Crash! Crash! Are you there, Crash? There, Crash?
Yeah, you're gonna be seeing those a lot when you're like starting out the first time. Okay, so there's now Snuggo, Hang A, the Pits, and Crash Dash. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go to Snuggo. For those who are planning on 100%ing this or 102%ing, however you go about with you playing the trilogy or the original, how do you feel about the first warp room being the first, not only being the first of many instances of some troubling things going on with the Crash 2, but also, like, there's one thing in particular I want to talk about. There's actually two things, but I'm gonna focus on one because the other one is focused on the entirety of the game. Like right here in Snowgo, so far so good, right? Just going through all the bosses and such. We should be able to find that gem soon. And instead we'll be able to he's going with our pursuits of just getting everything. Okay, make that 3 things. The jumping nitros. Who the heck thought that was a good idea? Like, who honestly looked at the nitros and be like, you know, like these can be fair and these can be fairly challenging. Let's add them back in. My question isn't even who made it. It's more so the question of who decided to bring it back with the trilogy. We could have been completely fine without those. Like, there are so many instances where you can end up losing lives, losing runs and relic times, just from a jumping nitro, just because a nitro decided to get a little bit curious and jump on you. Like, come on. It's the worst feeling. Okay. So far I haven't seen that other gem yet. Wow. Did you see that slow down? I will consider that to be a destruction. Oh. In case you wanted to see how that looked when he has the Aku, there you go. What the heck? Where the heck is the gem? Okay, I'll stop that. Believe it or not, you can't get the other gem yet. There is an entirely different route that you have to wait until for Snowgo in particular, until you get to the second warp room just to enter that secret route and get the gem. I think you'll know what the other thing I'll talk about is now.
Cortex gather crystals. Yet you have acquired a gem. Interesting. Well, Crash, know this. As long as you are allied with Cortex, you are my sworn enemy, and I will do anything in my power to stop you. If the fate of the world is truly your concern, you must gather the gems, not the crystals. If you obtain all 42 gems, I can use them to focus a laser. Yes, a laser beam that will destroy Cortex and the space station he has created. Until then, I must use my forces to stop you from gathering crystals.
You can tell they had a lot of fun with developing this game. Anyway, for what I was gonna tell you about that other thing, I'm gonna skip Hang 8 for now and jump right into the pits. I think it's too late for me to say no pun intended at that point. But anyway. Okay, so we got another invincibility, but that's not what I'm here for. It'll make this a heck of a lot more convenient, but not by much. Like, I don't really have too much to talk about the pits. It has like a nice little ambiance to it, as you can see. Let's get another one. Now again, the invincibility is not what I'm here for. It will make this a lot easier to go through, but just wait. You'll see it. Just wait. Now you're probably wondering, why the heck are you going backwards? Well, for one thing, the camera and the original, for some reason, was kept in the trilogy like this. I don't know why, but they decided that it was a good idea. And I'm not going to judge them for that. Okay, there we go. Now there's a switch over here. Oh! That's like the first time I ever managed to just do a simple jump and avoid both of those birds. I always have to do a glitch jump just to avoid them. Did I hit that turtle twice? I don't even know. Oh, and if you're going... Ooh! Okay, that was too close. If you're going backwards, the birds will randomly respawn behind you. Haven't seen the issue here yet? Still nothing? Guess we'll keep going. I don't know why that was such a poor reaction time. Now, in case you're wondering, why did you do that? Well, other than the spinning thing, when for these 4 boxes, that's what the switch was for. In order to get the box gem. And yes, because there's no other gem here, that means you have to go through both of the routes in order to get all the boxes on both sides. You have to do the left first in order to get the switch so you can go to the right. And in case you're wondering what the issue is, in case you haven't figured out the word by now, backtracking. Loads and loads of backtracking in Crash 2. Probably my ultimate gripe with Crash 2. It's a fun game, but when it comes to the backtracking, oh my lord. Now I know what you're saying, you could just not 100% or 102% the game. What's wrong with you? Anyway. Oh my goodness. It's so, like, the backtracking, the amount of backtracking you have to do is so atrocious, even the freaking bonus rounds have some form of backtracking. Warp didn't have much of this because it was so linear. And the only times you ever really needed to backtrack, I think, was for double header where you had to get the switch for those, had to get a switch and then hit, like, the boxes on the top or something. I'm not sure which, it's a medieval bonus, I know that much for sure, but that's what the switch was for. But here, oh, no. You have to hit several switches around just for the box, like, just for the box gem. There is one level in particular that has the worst backtracking. Oh my god. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am not ready for that level at all. Oh my goodness.
Crystals. Not bad. I see you are getting the hang of it. I need to conserve power. I will communicate with you again after you retrieve the 5th crystal.
Okay. Now that we're not doing this in order anymore, let's go on to Crash Dash. For some reason, the game here will tell you how to slide with like after 5 levels in. Now for the slide spinning, I recommend that you try to get the timing down for it instead of just trying to do a slide jump, because with slide spinning, if you miss one input, you'll just spin and you'll just keep going anyway. But with slide jumping, miss the input, you'll end up doing a body slam, potentially over a pit, and well, do I really need to say the rest from that one? 21 lives so far? Not bad. Not bad at all. Ooh, almost got me. Like, the boulders, for some reason, is not even a threat once you get to hang of sliding around. I already got the crystal, hit the box, and already at the bonus round by the time that thing started to fall. But yeah. Sometimes it might be safe to just not do that. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. I completely understand. But if you want to reduce the risk of that hitting you, you might want to start sliding. Plus, there are going to be more instances where you need to slide anyway. Okay, I jumped too early. Okay, I think I messed this up. Get ready. Okay, I didn't mess it up. Nice. 120? Wow. I didn't think I'd get that lucky with all those boxes. Okay. Oh yeah, now there's boost pads for some reason. I need to ask, like, whoever designed the level, I mean from Crash's perspective, not like the actual developers. Like, who thought putting boost pads here would be a good idea? Like, imagine a creature like a turtle going through here, trying to get through. Ooh, that was not good. I can't get the light. Oh no, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. Ooh. Okay, you almost got me there, game. Almost. It ain't good enough, but almost. Okay. Now there are 2 gems here, and thankfully, this level actually has a gem root. There is another in the next warp room now have a death root, which, in case you're wondering, yes, gem roots, death roots, and even secret roots come back in Crash 2. Well, I'm not come back, but they started in Crash 2. Gem root started in Crash 1, death roots and such, Crash 2. Especially Crash 2. Oh my lord. You think that, and if you have a hard time thinking of like some of the things and like getting some of the secret stuff in warps, oh my lord, you've seen nothing yet. Wait until we get into the, ooh, almost fell out of that. Wait until we get into the nitty gritty of all the secrets in Crash 2. You will appreciate the crap out of the hints in this game. Okay, that was weird. Okay, now that we got the gem, let's get the heck out of here and restart. Alright, let's get it. I will still keep boosting just for the sake of speeding this up. And in case you're wondering, yes, the whirlpools in this level are one-hit KOs pretty much. Alright, touch those, you're dead. There's a lot of stuff going on outside, huh? Okay. There we go. Don't want to spin too fast so you hit the TNT. But yeah, there's not much to explain in terms of platforming and bonus rounds or in this level really. Because the one thing about I guess you could say the surfing levels is pretty much just the boards. That's like the main thing in the game. Not the main thing in the game, but the main thing in like these particular levels. Vehicle types are a big thing in the trilogy though. Well, I put quotes on vehicles because Crash 1, the only thing you have on that are the warthogs. And here are these ugly what can you even call those? You can't, like, they don't look like any rhino I've ever seen. Okay, I can make this, I think. Ah, nice. I thought I was gonna hit that nitro. Okay. Now here there is a switch over there and we have to go all the way back. This isn't like that. I don't even really consider that to be backtracking because it's nothing severe compared to what we'll deal with in the later levels. Nothing compared to it. It's just a simple go back and hit the switches that you missed earlier. It's kind of hard to time it though, considering wait, I have 30 lives? Really? I was talking about how scarce the lives are and I got 30 from the first warp room. I know I'm looking a bit suspect with that, but trust me, there are difficulty aspects that'll not spike up like some people would say for Crash 1, but there are some rises in difficulty, I'll say that much. No spikes, just simple, a bit unnatural change in the difficulty in the grand scheme of things. But it's not like it's gonna matter anyway, considering I'm on the case and I should be able to do it in at least 3 attempts. it happened again, and it's on the same spot too. Maybe my slide spinning is still a bit suspect. Alright, unfortunately there's no way to speed all that up entirely. That you just have to sit through it, even in the original. And yeah, there's no more warp pads in here, because now we can take care of the boss known as Ripperoo. And yeah, it does zoom out on here too. I love all those freaking equations they got going on in the like the platform. Okay, this is a very slow boss fight. Okay, it's not as slow as another boss fight we'll take care of later, but it's pretty much slow on the fact that you have no control over how he's moving. You just have to move at the right spots pretty much. And I mean zero control outside of hitting him for him being an idiot. Will you move, please? I will say that I am digging his new the new dude he's got since Crash 1. We'll get to that later. Okay, this is probably like the hardest one of the three phases, and even then that's not really saying much. And then there we go. Now, let's make this slightly more interesting. Oh boy. And that's it. Push over. Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's it for the first warp room after like what, 30 plus minutes in? Jeez.
I see that Ripperoo failed to prove much of a challenge yet again. But back to business. There are crystals to be gathered. 20 to be exact. The planets will align shortly, all 13 of them, and this will create a power great enough to rip the Earth apart. Properly utilized, however, the crystals can absorb and contain the energy.
Crash, is that you? I've been looking everywhere. I don't have much time to tell you this. You have to be careful. Trusting Cortex seems a little unwise, Crash. I can't keep the data path open much longer. Crash, you need to...
Well, okay. Now first off, I am going to save, and I think I set this in a warped as well, but like, the way they have the loading slash saving screens is that Crash 1 is wood, Crash 2 is stone, and Crash Warped is pretty much metal. Now, we got Snowbiz, Air Crash, Barrett, Crash Crush, and the Eel Deal. This is going to be one of my favorite type of levels because they introduce the sewer levels. Oh, and one little tidbit. Coco from Warped is now playable for you. So, it's not going to be just Crash this time. And I do have to emphasize that this is Crash, not Crash, but Coco from Warped. Because this is pretty much the only way she has any access to helping Crash out. And obviously, the only time you ever see this, like that little orb, is from Warped anyway. So it's like, let me save it again. And this is Nocturnal 64, so thank you guys for watching. And in the next part, we'll take care of the second warp room. The beginning of something truly horrifying.